No, no, that pep talk was very private for those who did, not those who are going to watch it later. So I'm glad only some of us got to see that pep talk. But okay, cool. Let me know if you're able to access this Mentimeter link. Um, Hopefully, this will come up to this question about if you have to sum up your last 2 months of piloting, of trying out WhatsApp chatbot. If you have to sum it up in a sentence or two sentence, what would you say? And yeah, you can use more than one word also. Feel free to yeah, give a subjective 2 mark answer. But yeah, keen to get more thoughts. Some of you may not be presenting, but this like we want to be able you to share and make your voice heard. Okay, we have 1 minute. You can think and feel free to share. I'm also, feel free to if you have if you want to share something more. Those who have written one word would be keen to know where is this coming from. I would really be happy to ask someone who wrote human behavior to share your thoughts. If I had to sum it up in the last 2 months, it's human behavior. So yeah, feel free to share. Not feel free, I'm actually imploring you, please share. I'm curious to know. Okay, we have exploration into the unfamiliar territory. Is this just technology, or is it like using is that something else? Someone, whoever who wrote this, is it just unfamiliar was it just the technology bit, or was there something else that you had explored into? Sorry, was someone speaking?
Yeah, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, go ahead. Yeah, yeah.
Hi, that was me. I'm from Early Bird and I'm actually joining the meeting because my two colleagues who did the work on the chatbot aren't able to attend.
Oh.
So, as far as I mean, that's my response. As far as I understand, for both of them, it's been unfamiliar with regard to the tech. So,
Hmm.
that's what I'm referring to, and a lot of learning along the way.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you for sharing, Garima, and yeah, um, pass on our regards to your team members. Um, Challenges came along the way, but a great learning experience, like that AI-based chatbot can do wonders. Um, I'm surprised someone wrote this in a good way. Also keen to know, like, yeah, go ahead.
That's me, Tejas.
Mm,
Challenges because you already know that our account got hacked for some reason, and
mm,
it was banned, and it is still banned. So we are trying to figure out, like, we are creating another account and redoing stuff, some of the stuff. So once that is sorted, I think we are good to go. But that has delayed our launch, so it was challenging. But otherwise, it was a good. It has been a really good learning experience, and
mm, mm.
yeah. So we are using an AI based bot.
Got
So
got it.
yeah.
Interesting. Let me just, sorry, for the sake of the recording also, like Vigyanshal has two WhatsApp accounts. One is with Glyphic, another one is with another provider, and the one with other provider got hacked. Not with Glyphic, so don't worry. The Glyphic accounts don't get hacked that easily or at all. So yet, fingers crossed. Um, okay, but yeah, surprising in a good way to hear that you have your the from your experience and trials, your AI chatbot has been working well. There's a recent MIT study that said that 95% of enterprise AI products have failed to deliver any profits. So and this came out yesterday. So really interesting to see that you have been looking at positive signs and it's working well for you. That's great to hear. Also, I would like to hear from someone who said like when messy days of testing and things not working are often that left us with most insights. If anyone would like to share.
Hi, that was me. So we got very excited thinking that it's working, so it'll work for everything. Then we realized chatbot is not a one-all solution, so we have to figure out what it would work for. So we try to include too many elements, try to do too many things.
Hmm.
But I think more like like you came back. I think we got more excited because like, there's so much tech support. Oh, there are like 8 languages we can try. Then we realized we have to first fix it in English before we move to SMEs. So
Mhm.
yeah, so that was our primary learning.
Amazing. Amazing. So important. I'll probably wait for a minute more if anyone wants to speak. Anyone is curious about what someone else has written, although it's fairly whatever is there, it's there. But yeah, I want to say I also want to keen to like just dive into someone who has wrote almost otherworldly, and the experience has been deeply satisfying. So curious to know who has written this and if you want to share a bit more
It's
about what you found otherworldly.
it's me, Tejas.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, before joining this program, I was thinking it was quite a very technical thing, but
Hmm.
after joining it, it becomes a very kind of logical thing, easily can be doable with any person who is not even aware about the technical things. So that is it is not kind of you need to be technical expertise. That's why I say it seems before me to otherworldly, but now it seems it is for us also. It's not for the technical experts.
Right.
And this is again the creating a chatbot that gives you so much uh, things to do. You can implement in many of the opportunities comes along to implement their interventions and to do experiment and other things. That's why it's really a good learning opportunity that we can use in a multiple ways.
Yeah, correct. Amazing. Thank you all. Thank you all for sharing. These are really good reflections. Um, I had another question, but I think some of you have already shared what has been the most. But I would also still like to take a minute and ask you all, like maybe think for a minute. And like this has what has been the most significant revelation for you in the last 2 months? And yes, it could be about yourself, it could be about your teams, it could be actually about your end users, it could be about yeah, like any of these aspects. Because whenever we try something new, try to create something new, something unexpected comes along the way, something which we didn't know, something which we didn't think was possible. So I'm just curious to know, like, if maybe just looking internally, if there was something about yourself or about your team that you discovered, um, something that has stayed with you from trying something in the last 2 months, the putting together a pilot, running it, collecting feedback, and putting it all together. Again, I'll pause for a minute. If anyone has any thoughts, happy to hear.
I'd be interested to know somebody who wrote about human behavior in the previous slide.
Yeah,
That looks like a very interesting revelation.
yeah, yeah. maybe we can pause for a minute and see if anyone.
Yeah, so I actually wrote human behavior.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So while
Mm-hmm.
we were creating the chatbot, so
Mm-hmm.
we were interacting with uh, girls aged you know from 18 to 25, not 18 to 25, 16 to 25,
Mm-hmm.
who are in school. So I mean, uh, so the chatbot is designed like this.
Mm-hmm.
They'll say any keyword, and then the chatbot will start.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of completing all the information, they directly jump to the questions. Like, I want to ask this, because
Mm-hmm.
we were actually relating to we wanted to address their questions about career.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no patience as
Mm-hmm.
such. It's like,
Right.
we also discussed this with Krishna, that uh,
Mm.
before we are able to send our response,
Yeah.
they are sending 5 messages.
Okay.
Do this. How can I do that? So that was very different. I mean, if I am chatting, so maybe I'll pause for a minute
Mm-hmm.
and I'll wait for the other person to respond.
Yeah.
But here, everybody wants to have a response at that very moment. So
Hmm.
that was sort of a revelation for us, that it should be designed in such a way that the user knows
Hmm.
they have to wait for a response, or maybe they have to
Hmm.
wait for some time before assessing that, or maybe we have to design it in such a way that
Hmm.
we are able to sort of uh, deal with their questions
Right.
as and when they come. Yeah.
Right. Interesting. Thank you for sharing, Abhishek. I think many times, and for most of us, it would have been like a first experience of sharing it when you ask a question and then the AI takes like 15 to 20 seconds to respond. And then what do you do then? Uh,
Uh,
yeah.
Tejas,
Yeah.
can I share something
Yeah. Yeah.
on
Please go
this?
ahead. Yeah. Please go ahead. Yeah.
So we also, had this problem, and we were just wondering that this is taking too long, and the users kind of tend to drop by, because there's if the wait time is too long. So this is still in the testing phase, so I'm not sure ये इतना अच्छे से work कर रहा है या नहीं. But what we did was कि
Hmm.
by the time AI responds, तो उसके पहले we uh, did this send them a message that your question is really nice, and just wait for some time. जैसे हमारे बॉट का नाम बिंदी दीदी है, तो बिंदी दीदी बस अभी थोड़ी ही देर में आपके सवाल का जवाब लेकर आ रही है, बस थोड़ा सा इंतजार करें. So this just वो उन्हें नच कर देता है कि अच्छा हाँ उन्हें थोड़ा सा वेट करना पड़ सकता है. By the time
Right.
their AI takes time to respond.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
This is how we try to figure this out.
Yeah, and I think what they're able to do really well, and I saw your bot, ki they are able to like encourage the question before giving the answer. Ki, are very good question. Let me think a bit and get back. And then they put that message in between. So it's been a very good behavior nudge that they have implemented. But yeah, very common behavior problem when takes some time to respond. Hey, thank you for sharing, folks. Are you able to still see my screen? The one with
Yes.
the.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay. So, I think just thank you all for sharing, and please feel free to keep asking questions and keep sharing. Eh,
করতে শুনিয়ে বুঝানোর চেষ্টা করছি যে
Sorry.
বাউন্স এই হোगी চ্যাটবট মানে
Tejas,
হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ
I'll
চ্যাটবট
check.
চ্যাট
Yeah.
জিপিটি সেটা করে ডিসকাশন চালিয়ে কি
You can, yeah, mute. So, I mean, I mean, like you just shared, like, so feel free, like, so what we're going to do, we're going to move to the next section now, and four of your the organizations have prepared like a quick summary, like a lightning talk. So we have like about 5 to 7 minutes for each talk to share. I've given you the co-host access, so you should be able to share it. We'll go in this order: youth conserve, you can, followed by Bindi, followed by Janagra, and followed by Vidyun. We'll go in this order, and as you hear them speak, Feel free to use the chat box, and if you want to share anything that resonated, any challenges or similar issues that you faced, please feel free to put a +1 so we can kind of like keep a track and we can figure it out with you later. Any appreciations that you found, like, hey, this was done nicely, you can feel free to call it out. And obviously, if you have any curious questions about the work that they have done, how did they go about doing a certain thing, so feel free to put that out as well. So if you have anything that resonates, if you have any appreciations to call out, if you have anything to ask more about, so feel free to just do that. And also some folks who are new here, who have not essentially been part of the pilot or using the chatbot, you also just feel free to ask a question, use the chat box, and some of us will route the question or answer it. Okay, so without further ado, we'll hand it over to Arati. So Arati, I think you should have sharing access, and
Yes. Sorry, just give me 1 minute.
okay. I don't know if Aarti, I'll also share, like, Aarti and the team had created a really excellent report. We'll share that report in the group after this call. But the report was essentially, they formatted the report like a WhatsApp conversation. It was just really amazing work. But yeah, we'll share that just in case anyone wants to copy that template if they want to share it with internal team members or however. But yeah, over to you, Aarti. Thank you all. And yeah.
Hi. Hey, everybody. So yes, our chatbot was, the objective of a chatbot was that we wanted to do an application form. When we first came to Glyphic, a lot of even people in Glyphic were asking us, you really want to do the chatbot as an application? Because we had two use cases when we started. But we realized that the application-based chatbot was very important to us because we really wanted to reach nature educators from tier 2, tier 3 cities and urban areas. So our goal of the chatbot was to develop an engaging application form targeting specific people within specific age groups so that they would want to become part of our educator journey. So just to give context, our organization does a 1-year fellowship to help educators run nature-based educational programs. So when we did the pilot, when we finished making the flows and all that, we wanted to first understand whether people even wanted to do this. Do they want to actually use a WhatsApp as a chatbot, or maybe it makes sense to go back to a Google form, right? Was that the better option? So we first wanted to find what is their first impression of this. Did they like to have audio, video? Did they like to have stickers? Because our age group is also mostly Gen Z, so what kind of people, what are they looking for when they're engaging with the bot? And once we finished the bot, we also sent them, each of them, a form and asked them to give like detailed feedback on what did they think about the bot, whether it was relevant, whether they were able to complete, whether the instructions were clear, if everything was going as planned. So yeah, so what did we do? We first had to find them, right? The best way to do this was to target our existing cohort. So we have an existing cohort of 20 people. We spoke to them and say, hey, can you recommend somebody? Then we reached out to our partner organizations and we asked them, hey, could you put it out on your socials, through your emails and your media? And we also ran like generic Instagram posts and so it was a little easier for us, I felt, because we have a very targeted age group and a very targeted segment that we're trying to reach. So finding people was a little easy. So overall, we were able to reach about 52 people. And what was great about this was 43 of them completed. We were thinking first we'll have to give them nudges, maybe if they abandoned it halfway and go back and do a HSN, but that never happened. Almost like everybody was really excited. So the response that we got after we shared our QR code and sent them, please scan it and do it, a lot of them finished it within 1 day after we sent out the chatbot request. So we were like super excited that we got a very fast response. We were able to reach most of our participants within about 10 days of reaching out. We sent it out to about 100 people and about 50 people responded, and we were able to reach 43 who completed the pilot. And our biggest challenge was that we wanted to make sure that they finished it on time, because we were worried it was really long and maybe people would not be able to finish it. But yes, most of them said they were able to finish it between 15 to 30 minutes. And this included people from rural and semi-urban areas where potentially English might have been a little more difficult for them. We are going to launch it in other languages, but the pilot was only English. So that was a concern. And even with that, we felt a lot of people finished it. So we were very happy about it. We had asked them to tell us what are the problems you had when you did it. One thing a lot of them said was the slow response that I just heard other people talk about. I think people didn't want to wait for it to respond, so they started typing the response to the next question, and it became a little bit of a challenge. Then there were some people who said the questions were too long or they were not able to understand it. Some of them, we had a couple of audio messages and video messages, and because it was a pilot, we didn't do a very good high quality input. So some people said it was not clear, there was background noise, things like that. So these were the problems. Most of these we've fixed now. We've now I've got a very good idea from people who had shared that we have to have a message when there is a delay in response. This has been an ongoing issue for us. So thank you for people for giving me insights into that. I will definitely take it back to my team. So we asked them, like we gave them like an open-ended section where we said, can you give us feedback on what you thought about the pilot? So what I really liked was somebody said, it was really nice that you gave us option to go back and check if our answers were right. So somebody said it was the best chatbot experience because everywhere we said, do you want to take a break? Do you want to take a break? Do you want to come back later? So people were very happy. They're like, when we are getting interviewed, when we're applying for applications or like fellowships interviews, nobody gives us a break. The chatbot was giving me a break. So they're really happy. Many of them really liked that it was interactive because we had audios, we had videos, we gave them various scenarios, we made it game-like. So many of them like were really encouraged and they were like, oh, this is a game, I have to finish it. So that was like two big positive that I would like to sort of highlight. At the same time, there were a lot of negatives as well. Like some people were like, this is not accessible. As I said, we only did it in English. So the biggest feedback we got was that, you have to have other language options. And if you are having audio and video, please make sure that you have subtitles so that other people will understand. And some of them were also worried that, it was too structured. So somebody said this is too much of empowerment because we had a few AI elements and it's like too creepily, positive. You're doing a great job. Oh, you're doing good. So they didn't want so much of positive affirmation. So that was like an interesting insight we had. And in some places, we also understood that the instruction has to be very, very clear. Like, for example, for some questions, we said, hey, if you don't want to type out a long answer, leave us a voice note. But we didn't really mention how long the voice note should be. So people were confused, like how long should my voice note be? How do I do it? How do I verify it? How do I play it back and listen if I've given the right response? So we realized that our instructions need to be very, very clear. And that is something we are working on and trying to fix at the moment. So now that, we've actually done this is just our starting point. We want to use the chatbot for a lot of things. So for example, one thing that we're doing right now is if you say hi to our chatbot, we are doing like a marketing campaign, marketing for our fellowship. So it'll take you through a series to figure out what kind of educator, nature educator are you, and then through that we get to bring more people to our platform. We're doing a lot of allied activities with partners, so we've used that to onboard more users for other kind of activities. One more thing that we realized was with our current cohort, we just tried to test it and see, because people are so bored of using Google Forms. If I use a chatbot to do like a measurement, because we are running a fellowship and we have to measure a lot of stuff, we found it very interesting that the fellows were more willing to use this. So we did a lot of small pilots trying to check small flows to see if it's working. We hope to do more and expand on it. So yeah, we are reimagining how people can use chatbots for applications. We have seen that nobody else is using it. So yeah, that is our biggest learning, because also our biggest challenge, because we don't have any best practice that we can rely on that somebody else has done. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Hope I made sense and I wasn't too fast with my presentation.
No, this is really good. This is really excellent. Thank you for sharing. Had a quick question. Like what was the age group of your people, like who found that I think what if I forget the one point you mentioned, but I just want to understand, like, what is the age group that
Of the
you
people
yeah
we're targeting. So we're targeting 18 to 35. But most of our users are between 22 to 27, 28. That is where most of the people will fall under. We do have people on the other extremes.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Yeah. Happy. If anyone has any questions, anything that they want to ask more on, yeah.
Arohi, really a wonderful presentation.
Oh, thank you.
I would like to learn more about the kind of interactive games you are just mentioned you are using to engage the audience. So could you give a little more, elaborate more about that? So what kind of games you are using?
I'm sorry, I didn't really hear the question. Could you please repeat it? More interactive material, is it?
Yeah, interactive games you said you have for the
Oh,
engagement of the
games.
youth. Yeah.
Okay. No, we designed the entire program like a game. So basically,
Okay.
what we were doing was we are trying to do an application for a 1-year fellowship. So the way we designed it is that we ask them, okay, so you are going to the classroom. Do you want to do this? Do you want to run a story-based session? Do you want to run a quiz-based session? Do you want to run a drama-based session? Now, if you do that, now you open your bag. In your bag, you have only 3 items. Which of these 3 items will you pick? How will you design your lesson plan? So because we're targeting educators, it was like a game for educators. At every step, we kept asking them questions, pushing them towards, this is the constraint. You have only 3 things with you. Now with these 3 things, how will you run your program? And okay, oh wow, now you're going to run. So one of the constraint was that, in your bag, you were supposed to bring an audio or a video to play to the students, but you forgot it at home. Now what will you do? How will you run your program? So the questions were, okay, maybe we'll just take them out on a nature walk, or maybe we'll ask them to enact something within the classroom, involve the students in the process. Then we brought them back to, then we asked them open questions. So now that you do this, how did you do this? Why are you doing this? So basically through this chatbot, we also want to classify people who are applying to us. We are trying to develop like an archetype of educators. Are you an experiential educator? Are you somebody who's more an evidence-based educator? Maybe for you, a classroom-based setting would work. So we are also trying to, right at the application stage, trying to find out what kind of educator they are. So a lot of this would not have been possible with our boring Google form. So the game element is mostly to keep them engaged and get them to finish the entire chat, like finish the entire bot and finish the application. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, very well answered. It is really interesting. Would like to go through also. Please share link your bot also.
Yeah, I
Thank
think
you.
so yeah, the main interactive, like, I mean, it's just the way that they have structured their messages. When someone enters, like, suddenly they feel like they're part of a role play. Like, oh, you're in nature, you have 30 students behind you now, and you have this constraint, so what will you do? And then that is the kind of like gamification that they've done and using so yeah, yeah, brilliant
That
kind of.
is gamified kind of experience beyond the
Yeah.
gamification. They have kind of
Yeah, not really like points giving, not really
yeah.
like doing something like that, but just like instead of asking straight up questions, like explaining the situation, like suddenly you're in this situation now, what you might do. So that is a way of like getting like a bit more like get someone involved in the thing, and maybe like with some voice note or like with some small video or a picture, like it just creates that minor experience, like low fidelity. Like obviously it's not a they're not suddenly in the forest, but at least for a minute they can imagine. So things like that. So yeah, 100 200 marks out of 100 for creativity. But yeah, go ahead, Mithil. Yeah.
Hey, I just had a question. I think chats expire after 24 hours, right? So are then these applicants told that it's okay if they don't complete the application in one go, but you'll have to finish it off in 24 hours?
Yeah, excellent question. So this is where we had a little bit of a struggle because we kept saying, hey, this will go away in 24 hours. We kept giving the trigger word again and again, say hi to resume the chat. And I think this would definitely be a problem when we launch it because at a pilot level, we reached out within our network. We didn't really go out to the broader public as yet. But we are thinking if they don't come back, we'll do a HSN and then try to push, say, hey, come back. But everywhere in our chat, we kept saying, please try to finish this in 24 hours. Or if you come back, can you say hi? And we gave like stages. Our application, we organized it into different stages. And if they say hi, it will say which stage do you want to resume. So for example, if they finish the first 2 stages, if they say stage 3, it takes them to stage 3. So just so that they don't have to go back and redo the entire thing from the beginning. But yes, I do anticipate this as a big problem. I mean, a bigger issue when we're doing it at a mass scale. So we have to, only when we test, we'll know what's happening, because the first time we're doing it.
Got it. So on the Google Sheet that's connected, where you're collecting these responses, then does it break and create a new row when the students return, or does it continue on the same chat? Have you noticed this? Or it's also a question for Glyphic, because I don't know what the pattern
I
would be.
don't really know how to answer this, but I can get back to you asking my technical team. I'm not really the technical person who does this, but I understand what you've seen. I've seen some breaks sometimes. Maybe Tejas can answer this, or I will definitely get back to you asking my team.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Mridula, we can have a conversation
Yeah,
about.
sorry. Yeah,
I know that's
that's
okay.
not.
I mean, since it's
Yeah.
like fully deep into the thing, so just for time, we can kind of move on, and then we can like have a chat with you separately, based on your idea. Okay. Next, if there's no other questions, and then we can quickly go over to Meenal, and kudos, Arati, and all the best for all your future experiments and pilots that you're planning. We hope you find success.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Over to you, Meenal.
Yeah. Just give me a second.
Yes, that's okay. Should I share?
No, I'm sharing. I'm sharing.
Okay.
This is great.
No
Just a
problem. Take your
minute.
time. It's okay.
Yeah. Is it visible?
Yes, yes, it's come up.
Just a second. This is- Yeah. Okay. So, hi everyone. Uh, I'm really excited and at the same time nervous also that how would this turn out. Uh, but yeah, let's get started. So our organization name is MBIND International Association, and me and my colleague Paramjit ji, we both have got the opportunity to actually learn at Glyphic how does this chatbot works, and also have been working on it since last 2 months. So this is what our progress has been so far. So, before we get to this point that why this what problem are we solving, I would just like to ask you one thing that imagine that you are a 15-year-old and you had questions about body changes or relationships or just consent and those heavy words or maybe menstruation. So, who would you turn to? Imagine that you're a 15-year-old, maybe a book, maybe Google, or your mother or someone in your family or a friend or maybe no one. So I mean that is the situation that we kept in mind. That is the reality of a 15-year-old girl, or maybe just a age group that we were targeting, is that from 13-year-old to the adolescent age group is the group that we're targeting. So this is the reality of girls in rural Rajasthan. I'm not saying just rural Rajasthan, but we want to begin it from there. So that is the reality, and this is why this bot, the idea for the bot came up. That and for what problem we are solving is that the rural girls have very limited and unsafe access to information related to SRHR, which is sexual and reproductive health rights. So that was one of the major, push or the gap that we saw. Second is that there are already existing digital solutions, similar apps or chatbots, but they are mainly designed for they are very urban centric, or they are designed for very literate audience. So our aim was to actually, fill in the gap of addressing the needs of girls coming from a different set of cultural context or a linguistic barrier. And and also there are very few solutions which specifically focus on issues like relationships and consent, which are a major, which we think are a major, topic of concern when you are at such a critical and sensitive age. So, and lastly, what we wanted was that we always wanted the bot to have the tone of someone who's very friendly, encouraging, and also caring, just like an elder sister. Hence, the name Bindi Didi came up for our bot. Uh, yeah. So now, when I come to the objective of the pilot that we have done, so the objective is so our chatbot, just like I've mentioned, so what there are few things that we wanted it to be. First of all, it should be a 24/7 reliable SRHR information. It should not be something which, just comes from the whims and fancies of someone's own mind. Second is that we wanted it to have be a private and anonymous space, almost like a consultation sort of that the user can get to when they have no one to talk to, and a personalized guidance. Hence, the idea of having an AI assistant responding to it based on their own questions that they are asking, open-ended questions. And also having engaging or relatable content for awareness. This is the objective that we have for the bot, that we also want to, at some point, we also want the user to refer some, engaging content, maybe some YouTube video or a link to a good article related to the particular topic that they're asking. And lastly, we also want to send reminders so that they get, nudges to promote healthy practices. Yeah. So these are some numbers that we have to put the pilot. So for the reach, we have 50 young girls are engaged in the initial pilot. So when I talk about onboarding, how did we onboarded or how did we reach out to these 50 young girls? So we have some programs running. Bindi International is already running some programs related to health. So, that was you can say that we already, targeted or did this pilot with the adolescent users, which were in our reach. So, hence 50 girls were reached that way. And accessibility, when I talk about accessibility, so 100% users have actually appreciated that it can be accessed 24/7. Like at night, I'm just at 10 p.m. I have a question about periods. I can go to the bot and ask something. So this is something that was good, something that the users appreciated. Next is engagement. So since the AI assistant had been prompted that it should act and the tone should be of a caring elder sister, and but still at the same time not very preachy, or someone who's just putting things forcefully on someone. So this has been well received by the users, by the adolescent girls, that the language that the bot is using is very respectful, informal yet respectful. So more than like 80% people, users have reported that they have better understanding of the SRHR topics that they have actually tried to, gain knowledge about. So we have like four different topics that we want to talk about: relationships, and then consent. Third is teenage pregnancy, and fourth one is menstruation. And there are subtopics in each main topic. Next is privacy. So 35% people have felt that it should be more anonymous. Anonymous in terms of that, what we felt, the one of the challenge was that first time when we actually tried to test it between 10 to 12 users. So people were actually dropping when we asked names. when we asked them to share locations. So that was a major concern for them. So, I mean, and that is where they were dropping. So we understood that they want more anonymity from this side if they are asking questions on such sensitive topics. Next is efficiency. So there has been 50% reduction in the facilitator time. For example, to the existing cohort, like I've mentioned, that there are many programs that we are running related to health. So it was easier to reach out to people and not just, mobilize, because if you have to mobilize, I mean, users or any, you know, audience for any program. So it takes time when you have to do door-to-door mobilization. So that way it helps. And this is just a glimpse of our pilot execution. Uh, this is a chat that I would want to show, which was actually, something very mind-boggling for us. But this is also to show that how the AI is responding to it.
Wow.
Yeah, I would just pause for a moment and let you, read.
Maybe, I mean, also kudos to how you have prompted the AI, right? Like to be able to like give like a proper answer in this context. So I think yeah, I'm sure, I know you have done good work in prompting the AI, giving it right guidelines, guardrails, instructions, examples. So good job on that as well. Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So, for the feedback or the aha moments that we had, so the users have actually completed or have tested all the four, different modules. They have found the bot to be a friendly, engaging bot. And our aha moment was that the AI responses that the AI is giving, it actually feels like someone, a big, scaring big sister is giving responses to you and can be trusted. And the unexpected outcomes, like I've mentioned, is that people are, dropping out when name or location has been asked to share. Also, I don't know if it's just funny. One funny incident that happened to us was that so the users actually have been asking, one of the user asked the bot that I want to watch so and so movie. And the AI, when and the AI also responded it, giving the plot of the movie. Another user asked, so she was maybe someone from medical background, that I have this in this exam tomorrow. Can you suggest what all questions should I study for? So I we were just trying to understand that
Mhm.
any question can come up. So how also to train the AI or maybe prompt the AI to give better responses to these questions, because questions cannot be solved.
Correct,
If
correct.
you're giving the user the opportunity to ask open-ended questions, then they can actually come up with anything. And lastly, when I talk about how do we see our organization evolving with us, so I know, this will continue to grow more and more and more, and this has just this is just the beginning of this. And first of all, what we think is that it can also we also want to include more local languages. And also, the main thing that we want is, since a lot of our user are from low literacy background, so we want voice-based interaction also to be a part of it. And there are some LMSs, super apps that we are trying to work on. So maybe in later stages, we also want to include some helpline numbers, or actually embed this chatbot in our LMS.
Right.
Yeah. So just let me. And lastly, we also see that if we can actually get more community engagement through this. For example, Discord is a community, right, where people can come up and discuss their ideas. So we also want that we create some sort of or we refer or maybe direct the user to go to a community, online community space where they can engage in more friendly conversations with their peers. And lastly, I mean, since we are actually getting to track or maybe monitor the real-time data, so using it to understand how the impact has been created and use it for better program designing and policy advocacy. For any one of you who wants to try our bot, this is the QR code to our bot. Maybe you can try and we'll be happy to hear your feedback. Yeah, that's about it. Paramjit ji, do you want to share anything?
No, Meaning did a good job to cover all the things.
Hey, Meenal, can you share the QR code again?
Yeah, sure. I got.
But hats off, very nicely presented and very well done, well thought of project. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks.
Aarti, you have a question?
Yeah, I just had one question. I really love that AI question that the response that you had given. So, what happens when they ask a question that you did not anticipate, or what if they use, you know, not for safe work kind of words? Have you thought about that?
Yeah, I mean, so we are still, I mean, like we said, that we're still figuring the AI prompting out and trying to evaluate the AI responses better. But for now, what we've done is in the prompts itself, we've given that the user will be asking you questions ranging from these topics. So we have like given the AI that these are the topics that the user will be asking, and if any other question or if any other word comes up out of these, I mean, boundary area, you can maybe just respond that this is मेरे पास इसकी जानकारी नहीं है. But if you want to talk about, I can take you back to the main menu. This is how it responds. For
Got
now, this is how, but we can get better. I know.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
That's pretty much the guardrails that we have to put in, anticipating more things, putting it in the system prompt. Yeah.
That's the kind of iteration we did. Lots of iteration in AI training, giving the prompt and train the AI responses that we want. Then after every 4-5 responses, we analyze what kind of questions we are getting and how AI responding. Then
Correct.
again, we are going to the prompt and improving that prompts.
Yeah. So I mean that is the gold standard way. I mean, and like I mean I would definitely call out your diligence, and like how careful you have been before sharing to the actual end users, because end users are also very, like they're young girls. You can't give wrong information. So yeah, I mean, since I've worked with you, I can vouch for how diligent you have been, and that's been amazing. Thank you, Minal. Thank you, Paramjit ji. If you have any questions, feel free to put it on the chat box. If anyone wants to try out, like I think if anyone wants them to share their prompt, feel free to do so. I mean, I'll leave it up to them if they feel comfortable in sharing. But I feel like they have done fairly good in the way they have been diligent. So something for us to kind of like if anyone wants to see like how they have gotten the empathy to be so high in the chatbot, in the AI assistant, and handling especially with young women. So yeah, I think it's a good example. Okay, we'll move to Mridula. Mridula, if you're there, we can go over to you next.
Yes,
And
yeah.
yes, and Vishnu is also here, right? Vishnu is here. Okay, Vishnu, after this, you can go. Okay, cool. So we are fairly on time. Okay, over to you, Mridula. Thank you all. And yeah.
Hi, my screen visible? I believe it is.
Yes, yes, it's visible.
Okay.
And also we are very surprised at to see something outside of Canva and PowerPoint. So
Okay. Yeah, force of habit. Let me see if
cool.
this is
Yeah.
the one. I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, everyone, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to present. My name is Mridula. I work as a product manager at Janagraha, and I'm responsible for this data platform that has tons of financial information about how our cities earn and spend their money. Admittedly, sorry, let me see. Uh, Admittedly, it's not every day that we wake up saying, today's a day I'm going to find out how much Chennai spends towards flood control or how much, Mumbai is allocated towards road repairs. But this is still critical information for a revenue officer in a Pune Municipal Corporation or a bank BBMP to understand how their property taxes have changed over time or how they rank amongst their peers. This is also true for reporters who are filing a story. So instead of saddling them with Excel sheets, we wanted to give them quick results on demand. So this was the premise. This was our use case with which we had applied to the Accelerator program. And this is kind of the end state that we'd wanted. Just gonna move my screen a little. This is the end state that we'd wanted, which is user asks a question, the bot gives an answer, and it also plots the data into a chart. So when we were at the kickoff meeting, we were able to set up our bot quite quickly. And when we tested it with just two cities, Hyderabad and Bangalore, the results were great. It gave us the correct numbers, and it gave us it in a good formatted version. So for the POC, then we wanted to scale it up a little bit. So for the POC, what we had used was we brought data for 80 cities for the last 3 years, and I had 90 columns of data, all sorts of indicators that you would generally that you'd want to ask about the city. And this is where things actually started to break. So you'd see that it would give you the answers, but something about it would be off. So what we've discovered having to do after having done 2 months of pilot is it's very good with reasoning type answers. So if you asked it in general, like a general question about what does this mean, it would give you an answer. What is this calculation? It would be able to give it to you. Is it a good thing if the number is going up or down? It is able to give good answers. But where it actually started to fumble is wherever it had to retrieve a particular number and answer back. This is again another example of giving entity names instead of giving the actual city name. And the other thing is if there was 4 responses, if there were 4 data points that needed to go in an answer, there would be one number that would be made up. And you'd be talking to a bot about Bombay the whole time, and then suddenly it would decide to call it Bhiwandi Municipal Corporation. So then we decided accuracy is paramount given the audience and what is it that they use this data for. So we decided that we will then set up a good binary pass-fail mechanism, have a target of getting 400 responses, evaluate them manually, create a threshold, and then only if the confidence level is 95%, we roll it out to for wider usage. So 2 things that really helped us in doing this evaluation exercise was one, we introduced a feedback loop within the form, within the bot itself, where users could give us whether this answer was helpful or not. And this then helped us, this was an additional data point when we were doing the manual evaluation. And of course, connecting it to the Google Sheet was a massive time saver. So we, at the same time, parallelly, while doing this evaluation, we also tried to cut down the number of columns of information that we had. So we had 90 columns. We brought it down to 40. I still think there is room to go down to 17 and just keep only the essential numbers so that the retrieval is more accurate. We had taken a very we were, I think, enamored by AI, so to speak. But again, I don't know if this was a crisis of confidence. But we also wanted to create an alternative path that to fall back on. So that is your standard phone tree. So with phone tree, there will be a main menu with these sorts of options. Which are again questions that city officials are looking for. It's usually benchmarking, comparison, just an overview. So we thought we'd give it this way, and then they'd be directed on a guided path. So Win, of course, we were excited about getting the bot to be up and running soon enough. And the last 2 months has been about learning a lot about how to properly test this, how do we go back to the prompts, how to optimize the data sets. It's been learning all the way through. Because of figuring this out, I think adoption has taken a backseat. We haven't really tested with the government audience. It's only people at Janagraha who've been giving it a go. So we ideally want to do that next. There is now this debate internally about whether to do the guided IVR first for the rollout and then continue to keep the AI going or not. The other one is your basic, hygiene fixes. I think we might have to get verification as a trust badge. So things of that kind, filling up our business page, all of those, I think we'll have to get to. One thing on the wings, again, this for Janagraha, this is the first time that we are looking at what AI could do and what shape it could take for our product. So from that angle, even though I have my doubts about it now, I still think it was a good 2-month experiment to try out. So I also took the same picture as you. I would be remiss if I didn't thank all of you. You'd always pitched to our level of technical understanding, all of you, and you're always available on Discord. So thank you for that. Right from Aishwarya, Sangeeta, Tejas, Gautam, Krishna, Sneha. Yeah. So that's my presentation.
Amazing, Mridula. I think I saw two of the most funniest slides that I've ever seen in my life. One was the
That's
the
sorry.
no one asked ever, that slide. Anyways, so curious to know, like, I think this is amazing work. How many? So I also like the way you have like devised the way of testing your AI, just like pass fail. What was the wrong thing? The way that you have set up that Google sheet. Just curious, like how many? What's the present percentage that you're getting? Like how much of it pass? And how many questions have you like run through it? Yeah, I'm just curious to get some sense of.
So we've tested about 190 questions with it, 190, 200. Again, people hate this answer, but it is 50-50. So if you asked it general questions, of course, it does well, but ranking, definitely bad. And this snaking in this one incorrect number, I don't know how to categorize it. I then struggle with, should we lower our threshold to just make sure that it passes? But yeah, that's the challenge.
So about 50%. And no, you can be as strict as possible, right? Like because you don't want to give wrong information. You never want to give wrong information. Even if it's like one number is wrong, numbers are important. So you can always call that a fail. As long as the number exists. So, but yeah, this is interesting. So like about I think yeah, cool. Thanks for sharing. So about 50% are still not accurate. Okay. Yeah, Vinod?
On where you said it changed context from VMC to Bhiwandi Municipal Corporation, in your current implementation, do you have threading incorporated where, as you ask questions further, the AI retains context of what you are doing? Glyphic allows you to do that, but I'm not too sure if you all are using. Just curious if you all are using it or not.
I want to say no, I don't think we've set up, but it's good to know that there is this feature that will help preserve memory.
Yeah, I think we can take a look at your flows, like, see if there's any basic hygiene, like some things that we can do to like make sure like you run the test again. If you have the 190 questions, there's possible for us to like do it again, look at what you have and see if there's any minor changes and do it in an automated way. So then you can then get the responses and then you just have to like maybe evaluate like the false or true and then see if there's, so yeah, but I think you may have, it's Vinod is referring to thread ID. You use that in the webhooks in this further questions, which I, because we spoke about it, I think you may have, but yeah, we can have a look at that again. Yeah, folks, any other questions?
Mridula, I have a question. First of all, congratulations on the success of the pilot. So, my question is, so you have evaluated the bot responses manually as of now. Do you have plans to evaluate it using some technical tools in the future? And if so, how?
My sense
Things
is
like
this
context
part.
awareness, yeah, accuracy, that kind of.
My sense is the only way to do this is manual because you know the threshold it has to meet. I don't know if there's a way to automate it. I think everything else can be automated but this. But if there are ways to do it, yeah, Tejas, let us know. Gautam, let us know.
Yeah, Mridula, there are ways to do it. Like we are figuring out for other organizations, like how can we do it? So like the way, like again, it would require some manual intervention in the beginning and like some checks later on. The way we can do it is like you probably come up with like a golden set of questions, like hey, most frequently asked questions and what's the ideal answer, and we can have a little check against that answer, the latest answer, check against that ideal answer and like rate it. So, uh, so we are also doing a session this week, like tomorrow, on like evaluating this. So you, if you are interested, you can join that. Like I'll send that details again in the chat for all of you. Evaluating AI responses is a session that we are doing tomorrow. It's a part of the monthly webinars, the Level Up.
Got it. Thank you for that. And Arohi, thank you for the question.
Yeah, thank you, Mridula. Thank you, Krishna.
But I think, yeah, just you're right, Mridula, like to start off with, to have the confidence enough to like I mean, like to build the confidence, I think it's best to have like initial things done manually. Just I think that diligence goes a long way. Also, it helps to kind of like help you to have those golden set of answers prepared. So I think even though like we are speaking about manual automating the responses, but the step that you are doing is very, very important. And like I think you should, like there's no skipping that step. So kudos on that. Like I think yeah, so that's my opinion. Someone can have an altering opinion, that's fine. Anyways, thank you. We have last 15 minutes and we have one last presenter. So over to you, Vishnu. And yeah, thank you, Mridula. And we hope we are able to get the accuracy up. And I think, yeah, we can share a bit more towards the end of the things where we have a few more areas where we can do collaborations, and but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, Vishnu, over to you.
Hi everyone. Let me just share my screen. Just give me.
Yeah, that's okay, Vishnu. Take your time.
I just have to rejoin right now. I think there's some issue with my laptop sharing.
Okay, yeah, why don't you share me the thing, share me the link. I can share it from my,
Yeah.
yeah, that's okay. Yeah, maybe yeah, you can just send me the link on this chat only, and then I can share it, or however you think fit. Okay, cool. Um,
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Vishnu. I am representing Vidyan for Learning Foundation. So just to give a little context about our organization, so we run a community learning center in a community called Rakhial in Ahmedabad. So currently have like after school learning programs for students for learners from grades 5 to 8. So like the purpose for using the bot and like the pilot program was largely these two particular reasons. One was if our to learn if children would be motivated to learn through a chatbot. That is, we are taking their mobile time away from playing games like Free Fire or PUBG. So would they actually want to like use the chatbot to learn? And also to learn if the learning that happens through the chatbot is actually effective. So here we were not thinking of whether we can like shift, like bring like large scale shift in what how the kids are in the kids' learning levels or learning outcomes. Our focus was if kids are engaging, actually trying to solve the worksheets, asking questions, asking for feedback, like taking down notes. So that was something that for us was effective for during the pilot period. So we created like a fairly simple bot where the kids would uh, were told that they would be given like 30 reading challenges, and it was a simple hi, here's your first task. They complete the task, share the photo of what they've completed, and type done, and then they get the next task, right? So it was a fairly simple chatbot. There was no use of AI, where yeah. So this was what we wanted to check in the pilot, and this is what we had done. Uh, This is the next slide. Okay, so 41 of our learners registered during the pilot period. And during this time, we saw that 21 of our students like actively engaged. By actively engaged was out of the 30 tasks, they at least completed like 20 tasks during that week and a half. Um, 13 of our kids like completed all the tasks. So something that we noticed was um, the kids that were highly engaged most of the kids were largely independent learners. Then there were some kids um, who did not who completed just one task. And what we did notice about these kids was that they were new to the center, new to the surrounding and the learning environment, and also that some of them did have learning gaps, so they struggled with understanding the worksheets. Right, the remaining were kids who had completed like 10 to 15 or 20 to in that bracket, 10 to 20 bracket, that um, they felt stuck and they did not know how to go forward, so they just stopped doing post that. um yeah, go to the next slide, tables. Yeah, so this was I shared this to like, so there was no like how we didn't have to so most of the learners were at the center, we had direct contact with them. There was no need to like socialize, like send out any posts as such, but just sharing your how the flow of the learning happened through the chatbot. um, yeah, so they were given the PDF and the kids shared a photo of what they had done. And we wanted the worksheets to be able to be done in such a way that they could do it in like one page and share this that one picture. um, yeah. Um, some of the learnings, like a lot of, especially the independent learners, like wanted it to be like more conversational, wanted to receive like feedback and like ask doubts more, and be able to like get responses to their doubts quicker. Some more feedback was add more content. So right now it was just the 30 tasks for 30 task reading challenge. They wanted more quizzes, more activities, more projects that they could do through the chatbot at home. More clear instructions. Yeah, this is especially towards for the kids who struggled with doing more tasks or struggle with registering. Um, I think when they got stuck with the flow or the flow was not moving forward, they did not know how to go forward, and that resulted in them like not continuing. So yeah, so more clear instruction in terms of how to use the chatbot. Also, like we were thinking of like creating like a video um, that is shared whenever they type help, to see like how can they go forward, what is the way to use the chatbot. An unexpected outcome was like three new learners joined the center because of watching their friends um, like doing the activities through the chatbot. So that was a big win for us, that the chatbot is able to like create interest towards what we were doing at our learning center. Yeah, and there's a small audio that I want to share. There is a kid called Prem. I had already asked him for feedback on like face to face, but he wanted to share more feedback, and he had some idea that once he got back home, so he just shared a voice recording. And I think I'll first let you listen to it, and then uh,
I have a feedback for chatbot, that is you have put it two option, that is
Able to hear?
daily activity and quiz, but I am
Yes.
saying if we choose daily activity, so you have to put two option on daily activity, that is drawing task and story task. If if we want to, if I want to do drawing, so I am choose drawing task. If I want to do story task, I am choose story task. In story task we read story and answer the following question.
yeah, so the reason why I wanted to like share this was the kids. This is like a proof point that the kids were like actually finding this interesting, and they wanted the chatbot to be a learning experience where they can, like express their agency, express their choice of how they are learning and what they are learning. Um, yeah, so it was like um, it was a good learning for us that these kids are actually like, it was a proof point that this was actually working for these kids, for our kids. Tejas, can you go to the next slide? Yeah, like going forward, so right now we're largely thinking of like using the chatbot to support the learning of the kids at the center, and build like a strong program around that. And So the first way of thinking of it is to make it a lot more personalized. One is to start implementing the feedback of immediate feedback, making it a lot more conversational using AI, and also like as Prem said, more. Task activities beyond just the writing, beyond just the reading task. So also, since the pilot period was a proof point that the kids were able to like um, utilize find time beyond their school and after and the learning center. So how can we use this time to if the kids want to learn more? So we're thinking of it in terms of two ways. So one is we want our learning center to be focused on project-based learning and to build life skills. But there's a need of the community to, have like more academic exam-focused preparation as well. So how can we use the chatbot towards that particular aspect, considering we know that the children do have time and are interested in utilizing the chatbot to learn beyond the time at the center and school. And two is also to provide them access to resources that they can learn from and work on projects even at home whenever they have time. So suppose if Prem wants to do a drawing activity, he actually is able to get that through the chatbot. Yeah, also we're also looking to use it as a means to like engage better with the parents, like provide like also like provide ways for parents to like get access to student work, documentation, and their progress, and share that through the chatbot. Yeah, in a more personalized way. Yeah, that is about a chatbot. Really excited to like bring in and like implement the feedback from the kids going forward. Yeah.
Thank you, Vishnu. Yeah, open for questions, if any, for Vishnu. Yeah, and the fact that you got such a detailed feedback from one like from the from what was his name, Prem.
Prem, yeah.
It is, yeah, really commendable. So clearly there is demand for something like this. Yeah, open for questions for a minute more, and then we can move towards closure. Yes, Aarti, go ahead.
Hi. Sorry, just a learning design question. I heard in the feedback that the kid wanted a art activity. So I'm just wondering, how are you planning on integrating art into like a chatbot like setting? Just curious.
Um, so something that we do have like is one is like to share videos of people doing art and getting exposure to what is possible in terms of art. That is one. Two is you also like there's a lot of like these drawing worksheets that you people get, and also like you can create those with AI as well, where the kids they see the outline of something, and so they draw that in their art book, and then they can color it. Based on what they want. But yeah, this is how we were thinking of it.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you were integrating it in the flow. That's all. Yeah.
Right
No.
now, no. Right
Thank you.
now, it's not. We're not integrating it. But yeah, the next step would be to start integrating these activities.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, amazing. Thank you all for sharing, and thank you all for joining. We are towards the end. I have just like one last section to share with you all. So once again, that I mean, like I would just like, want to thank all the presenters who took the time, collated this thing, and for the benefit of everyone over here. So it's been really, really wonderful. Thank you all for taking out that time. I really quickly just want to go over the last bit, and then we can go into the feedback. Um, so once again, I think just because like the 2 months are over, it doesn't mean our support and our collaboration ends here. We would really, really appreciate those folks, like who are seeking more support to please come on Discord. Our team is almost there to respond back within 1 hour or 1.5 hours to with us. If the more details you're able to share about the situation you are going through, the more quicker we are able to help and support. There's also documentation. So if there's any feedback on documentation, anything that you would like for us to improve, we are also open to hearing that. Our newsletters, I think majority of you will be getting our newsletters, but if you aren't, please let us know. I think we share content about like what's our upcoming new releases, what are the initiatives that we are running at the present, new blogs, case studies, how other nonprofits are implementing features, and the type of impact that's getting created. So we share things like that through the newsletter. So please, it'll be great if you are subscribed, and we'd also love to be part of your newsletters. If you have newsletters, and if you have communication that you engage in, so please feel free to share with us, and we'll be happy to subscribe and key it into the updates that you folks have to give. So those are the three major things. Apart from that, we do level ups, and we share details about that in the group as well as the newsletter. So this month's level up is on evaluating AI. This is something that we are also trying for the first time, considering the need that more nonprofits are now using AI. So what could be slightly less manual way? What could be other ways of doing it? So that's something that we are going to do tomorrow. I think Krishna has shared the registration link. So please feel free to join, and we'll have a hands-on session, hopefully. And this should give you some ideas about how you can start to think about evaluating the AI responses moving forward. Also, we have a sprint upcoming in the month of September. So um, there is some communication shared on that as well. Like if you have any new ideas, if you want to prototype, you want to create something beyond what you have created, some other integrations like EMP Bindi spoke about, like the LMS integration and Janagraha, you want to improve your the accuracy, figure out better ways to structure that data and get them more accurate responses. So all these which require a bit more of tech bandwidth or a bit more of thinking through ideating, We do meet up in person, and we have 2 days of working together, somewhat like Accelerator, but here only the current Glyphic using NGOs will be there. So good avenue to connect and also like work slightly deeply to create something new. So that opportunities also is there in the coming month, and we are accepting RSVPs within this week. So that also will share in the WhatsApp group. If you have any questions, you can let me know. But apart from that, one last bit of information that I want to share with you is Glyphic team also for some orgs that maybe find it difficult to do any further deep integrations, or like like if you are lacking for tech bandwidth, we are open to figuring out how we can help you through consulting. So consulting is another way of engaging with the Glyphic team, where we define a scope of work, we define the effort that it might need, and we try to undertake projects. And yeah, if any of you in future feel like there is tech bandwidth crunch, and if you're not able to figure out what to do, how to do things through the product fit integrations or any other deep stuff, we are open to collaborating on those fronts as well. So I'll pause here for a minute. Let me know if you have any questions on these. And if not, I'll also release the feedback for this webinar. Meanwhile, so please do share your feedback. And please feel free to stay connected over Discord. Also, feel free to reach out to the NGO, to the POCs that you had, in case you need, like whatever was discussed today, if you need any more details, deep dives, some things that you want to improve in your chatbot, we are open to hearing those. I'll pause for a minute, and you should have a poll. So please share us your feedback before you drop off. And once again, thank you all the participants, those who shared and those who asked questions and those who listened intently. Thank you. I think the poll should be live now.
It won't let us enter any input. I don't know if it's just me.
Oh, is it?
I'm able to type.
I think the button is colored out, but apart from that, when you click on it, it's saving.
Yeah.
Working.
Okay.
You click on the text box.
If you have shared your feedback, you can feel free to drop off. If you have any questions, you can feel free to use the chat box or unmute yourself and share.